Hello, everyone. How is it going so far? Excited for the second day? How many of you are from here, from San Francisco or United States? Quite a lot. And who traveled from far away, just like me? That's nice. That's nice. Hope the jet lag is not killing you like it was killing me a few days ago. Okay, so let's start, okay? In this workshop, we are going to learn AI the way companies use it. Why I wanted to do this is because mainly, like, I think a lot of the time, we are just talking about, the use cases and so on. We are going to see a few use cases, and you're going to get, like, spaces that you will get to have for your own and just to play around and so on. So, but I think this was a really important topic to make, and it's really related to what I do at Magnific at the moment. Okay. So just to present myself a little bit, just so we kind of know each other. I won't be able to know every one of your names. I'm sorry for that, but I will keep them check like with the faces and so on. But yeah, I'm Elena Berjillos, and I had a degree in fine arts, which I did back in Malaga in South Korea, in Seoul. I know a little bit of Korean. Is any Korean here in the room? Oh, 안녕하세요. I just wanted to to bring back my knowledge of Korean, which is now like non-existent. But then I specialized in graphic design. I wanted to be a painter. I wanted to be like Van Gogh and so on. But like life wasn't really making that easy for me. So I was like, okay, what is the next thing that I like? Graphic design. And then I started working in a photography school. So I was the good thing about my background, I think, is that I was kind of like, the checkpoints of different things that now with AI is helping me a lot because I know about photography, I know about composition, I know about graphic design, so I think it's a mix of everything. And then I started at Magnific as an art director 4 years ago now, like just the 1st of June was my anniversary, so congratulations to me. Okay, now I'm not an art director anymore because things have changed so much since I joined 4 years ago. I mean, if you told me back in the day that this was going to happen, that I was going to be here in San Francisco telling you stuff, I would be like, what the heck? What is going on? Like, is my English that great? Sorry in advance for my English. Of course, it's not my first language, but I hope that you understand. If you don't understand anything, just please raise your arm. Okay? But then I started as a creative consultant manager for Magnific Studios. Does anyone know anything about Magnific Studios so far? Nothing? That's why I'm here. You see? So we basically, in Magnific Studios, well, I don't want to say too much because I will explain it a little bit more, but it's something related to companies, okay? So how can we talk, how can we help these companies implement AI into their processes as consultancies, training sessions, and so on. So I want to ask this question first, okay, just to break the ice. Like, where are you right now with AI at work? Okay, I have a few different case scenarios. I asked this just a little while ago, but who is just exploring at the moment? Someone there? Oh, such a few hands. Okay, nice. Who is using it occasionally? Not many hands. Interesting. That's why you are here, right? Like, just to start to know a little bit more about AI. And who is already part of, is this already part of your workflow at the moment? Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay. And last but not least, this is a more common thing that we will never know. It's like, is you or your company, like, do you have any idea what to do with AI with these tools? Anyone that is a little bit confused still? I think we are fine. That's good. Oh, well, I see a few hands there. Okay. I hope that after this workshop, you will see a little bit of the value with AI as well. Okay. So what does this make? Okay, back in the day when we started, of course, developing the AI tools, there were like two specific scenarios for us, okay? Like the early adopters, myself, Magnific, for example, that we did a huge change for those that know Magnific Freepik back in the day. We changed quite a lot in just like 1 year. We transformed the company, and that was such a thing, right? So we could say that we were the early adopters. And then there was the skeptics, which still, they're around us. They are hiding in the shadows. No, just joking. But who do you think you were between these two? Like, who do you think is the early adopters here in this room? That is nice. A few of you, yeah. And who are still skeptical about all of this about AI? Okay. I will keep watching you the entire workshop just to see if you're checking everything out, okay? So in my view, okay, like the era of wait and see, I think now is over. It should be, to be honest. Because there's been like, we already have like a few years now with AI, and I think that if you are not starting to develop AI or to use AI into your processes, whether it's just used for, you know, like innovation or kind of like use ideation, even if it doesn't have to be for a final product, okay? That's what people usually think it needs to be. Of course, with the quality that we have at the moment, it can be a final product, okay? We will see some examples. But I think it's important that we define that this era is over, and we should really get into it fully and try to understand this tool, because it's not going anywhere. You know, at the beginning, I remember I was like, should I jump into this? Is this really gonna go somewhere, or it's just like, maybe if I jumped into this, then it disappears, and now what? What do I do with my life? I will just go back to what I was doing before. But now it's here to stay. I mean, it's been pretty consistent, so that's something that we need to understand. So this is why Magnific Studios basically comes into the table. I like to explain a little bit more what we are and what we do, and then we will show you, of course, what we do with the companies. But Magnific Studios right now is an amazing team that they have helped me now with some stuff that I'm going to show you. My team has helped me as well, because, you know, like getting on a plane, doing this and that, if you don't have a little bit of support of your team, it's impossible. Okay, so but what we basically are is like a bunch of like amazing creative consultant specialists, and we are supporting this enterprise maneuver that we are doing right now with Magnific, because a lot of companies now are requesting to get AI into their processes. At the beginning, like I remember, like maybe 1 year ago, a company comes, they are like, what is this? I'm interested. Like, show me what we can do. We show them. They were like impressed, but there were a lot of legal stuff, and this worrying inside that was making them like avoid AI yet. And then after a year, that same company came back and now is using AI fully. So this is gonna keep happening, okay? Like this is gonna be something that is still happening and will happen. But we are the ones basically allowing them to see face to face how to manage this tool, how to improve this tool, and like improve everything that they have been doing so far. So I think that's something that they really appreciate, and we love doing, of course. I think back in the, I don't know who was in the Malaga. Is there anyone here who was in the Upscale in Malaga? Okay. Any of you came to my workshop that day? Oh, thank you. The OG. So back in the day, the title of my workshop was talking about bottlenecks. But I think right now the actual bottleneck that we have is the adoption. Okay, adopting this kind of like technology can be a huge thing. So that's why we are here basically to solve this. Not only Magnific Studios, but you, of course. Like if you're working in a company, or if you're freelance, it's your task, your responsibility to kind of like help them see the value of what we are doing. Okay. And for this adoption curve can be like, I separate it in 3 phases, like which is the resistant, of course, the skeptical, the ones that are still like, don't know the value, is like, is this for me? I'm not too sure. Then the experimentation, which is like one of the worst steps. Why? Because you already make the decision to start using AI, but now you're getting mistakes, you're getting like errors, like you don't know how to really use it. Everything, like it's not working, you're trying to prompt and it's not working, so that can be a mess, and that can be really frustrating, okay? But then that's where the integration comes in, studios like Magnific one, what we do is guide and reassure them how they can possibly do all that they want to do. They share with us their pain points, and we comply, and then we show them how to, and teach their teams as well, okay? So these are a few of like the industries that we are seeing at the moment. You will see like some of them are not industries, but I just categorize everything like like together, okay? But these are one of the most recurrent ones that we have seen so far inside of Magnific, okay? And these are their pain points usually. These are the needs that they usually have, for example, in media entertainment, the concept art, storyboarding, asset generations, and VFX. This is something that usually pains them in a normal situation, okay, not just with AI. And now with AI, they are like cutting costs in terms of, for example, VFX and so on, which is really, really like costly at the end of the day. Okay, so this is what we are usually working with most of the time when we do demos, when we do like POCs for these companies. What we do is basically present them use cases, personalized use cases, so they can see how much care we try to, make them understand how they can use this. But because using their assets, using their image, always makes the impact like being like really strong. Okay, it's not the same as if, for example, I'm coming to you and I'm saying like, okay, I want to show you this, but it's just a generic thing. That might be related to you, but it's not something that you do or like the product that you have. You might see the value, but if I show you something done with AI, showcasing your product, how can that happen, then the impact will be better, okay? So I think this is one of the most important things to like interiorize before we jump in the use cases. And I think now each one of you are directors right now. And this is so cool at the moment because, I remember that I'm this type of person that I'm like, I want to do everything. Like, I want to learn this and that. I even tried to learn crochet and I don't know, like, just put me everything, I'm gonna be there. Like, I'm just interested in so many things. And with this, it was the same. Like, I was really interested in video, but I didn't really touch video that much. But now I'm able to do that because of like this democratization of like the production with AI, which I think is amazing. So now a lot of different people that had like amazing ideas, but they didn't have the budget, now they're able to produce that. Or companies that maybe like bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. They didn't have maybe that much budget for that. Now they're able to implement these kind of things, okay? So, yeah, I mean, this is like really obvious. I think everyone here is a creative person. But just like Cuenca said yesterday, at the end, AI is just a tool, okay? We are the ones putting the vision. We are the ones doing the job. We are the ones kind of like organizing this all structure. And that's what we really need to like interiorize somehow, okay? And now, what is now you are like, okay, Elena, stop talking. Let's see something, right? Okay, we will see something. Okay, now I will show you some use cases, which are like some of the most common in those highlighted industries that I just show you. Okay. But first, I always like to give something back to you just because you are so nice to come see here, to come be here and see me. So This will give you a document, a prompt guide that we develop in Magnific Studios that talks about like prompting, like the typical normal prompting, JSON prompting, and like tips and tricks for Cdance 2.0 as well, because that's a new level of prompting right now. Okay, so use that now, like if while you're seeing things, like you can just check it out. Okay, well I can give you kind of like a tour, right? Like, it's just this is what you're gonna find basically. Like, I usually do the structure, the hierarchy, and so on. That's important for me in prompting. Okay, there's like some like examples, video prompting, and then one of my favorite parts. You can check that really calmly later, or while we're doing the workshop. But like, for example, the keyword glossary, that's something that I was lacking back in the day, because it's like, okay, how can I prompt? I don't know the vocabulary for that. Like, I don't know anything about video. Like, how can I even prompt? So these are like a different kind of things that you can use for that, even the cinematic language and so on. Okay, good? You're welcome. Good to go? Can I pass? Everything is okay. Then just like a short introduction. Who hasn't used spaces before at Magnific? Who hasn't? Yeah. A few hands? Okay. This is kind of like a random way of like showcasing how everything is connected. At the end, what you need to understand is that the flows can be really differently, okay? Like this is one type of flow. For example, this is one that I use a lot, which is just putting like reference images, then connecting that to the assistant. That will get me amazing prompts. Then that will be connected to a list that will come out as a list, because if I'm requesting, for example, 10 prompts, then that will be connected on a list, and then to the image node, and then if I want videos of those images, I connect a video node. So that's a little bit of like a short kind of like refresh for the ones that hasn't used spaces before. But we will jump into it. And here's what I want you to, for example, like I have the code. If you have a free account, if you are not paying anything at the moment, you can add that and you will receive, I think it was 30K credits to use. So please do that, like take the chance. And this, of course, I put it as a QR, but I think it's better if you type this short URL that will take you to the actual template where everything is, okay? Because, when you scan this with your mobile phone, it's not gonna open on your laptop. So let me know if it's working first. Anyone has opened the spaces yet? Sorry? It works? Amazing. Okay, I see a few hands. Duplicate it, yeah. That will be your own. You can modify that, you can use this as whatever you like. That's a gift for you. So here's one of the main, or most common use cases, the campaign localization. And why I do this is because I usually, for the clients, I like to specify what are the challenges that they are facing right now in a normal production, and what AI actually enables. That, in the first, when someone sees this, it's like, ooh, maybe it's nice. Like, if I can really do all of this, and I don't have to care about all these problems, maybe I should start using, So I recommend you to, if you're working as a freelance or something like that, to do this kind of like structure where you show what their pain points are, because that hurts, you need to go where it hurts. And then what AI actually enables. So here, for example, I like to use most of the time campaigns that already exist, just because we know the brands and we know the look of the brand and so on. So we found this one of KFC in Malaysia, which are really great. Like these spots, these advertisements are really nice. Okay, so here what we want to do is this campaign localization. Okay, right now, here, this could be in Asia, this could be, but maybe a lot of these companies, like KFC, that are globally around, they need to do localization way better, right? So how we do this? This is a sneak peek of how the workflow looks, okay? We are getting like different, for Japan, for US, for India, different types of snacks that are common and typical of those countries that you won't find in any other country. For example, in Spain, I won't find a choco pie. And then connecting that to assistant with a simple prompt, then we can redo again the same kind of style of this campaign, but like now really localized. Now it's in Japan, now it's in India, now it's in the US. Here, for example, is how it looks, okay? Just to put a little perspective, this is where we put the reference, okay, the original campaign. Then here are the snacks that are really common for those specific places. And then everything is connected to the assistant. In the assistant, what we are asking is to give me 8 prompts, taking in mind the style of the original campaign. Don't forget you deserve a treat, the logo in the same position. But what we want to change is the demographics of the advertisement. And how we do that, just basically, here, for example, we could even create characters first and then put them on the image. But if we don't really need it, it's not really necessary, then we can do it like that. And then we get results like this. Okay, so these were the images that we got, which doesn't have to be, most of the time, really high quality, to be honest. Of course, it's always better if the images are high quality, by the way. But now we have, here in Japan, this great advertisements of the melon soda, the choco pie. Who wouldn't want a choco pie right now? Because I'm starving. That looks quite good, not gonna lie. And then, for example, in USA here, with the apple pie and the amazing chocolate chip cookie. The ones yesterday were really good. Yes? Generated people, AI-generated people. I like that you had that question, because why? Do they look realistic? That's the thing. That's the catch. That's what AI is doing at the moment. Now it's taking a little bit more to understand if something is actually AI or not. So yeah. And here with the India, okay? Do you see the value on this? Ooh, oh my God, I'm brilliant, but see, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They don't exist. If someone is similar to someone, that will be, to be honest, really difficult to check. Imagine maybe AI can do my face. No, it can't do my face. If you see like the images of my face that I was advertising my workshop, she doesn't look at all like me. But legally, because they are like invented, they're not based on anyone, there's no problem for that at the moment. Of course, if someone suddenly thinks that they look really alike to that person, that can happen, but at this point, it hasn't at the moment. I saw an ad on TV yesterday, and look what it says made with synthetic performance. I love that concept. Yeah. Yeah, no, legally, things are changing. Of course, with the time and so on, this will change, and most likely, a lot of companies already are putting like, this is done with AI, just for the people to know that it's AI, okay, and we are not, trying to trick anyone. Yeah. Like a social execution, or? Yeah. This could, exactly. This is one of the use cases that most of the companies come to us, like request, basically. Because it's like, okay, I already have a campaign done, but like doing now, again, the same campaign, having to, travel this way, that way, hiring new people and doing this and that. Can we just do it like this? And you can. Okay, so that's it. And now, of course, the AI avatars, character generator, this is one of the main things as well that we have seen so far. Like, I think this is really on point lately. Like people and brands want to create their own models that they will have always to dress them as they want, to put them as however they want, and it's easier and it's not risky in terms of like what they can do with those AI models. So as you can see, again, the challenges and what it enables. Here, for example, this is a simple workflow that now could be translated in a flow really easily. We will see that. But here in the assistant, if you don't really want to think too much about prompting, you just can prompt, like say quickly, like, okay, I want this specific person. I want them to be wearing black. So I can use them as a, like generic model and then, put some clothes on him or so on. And then after that, with the list, we can specify the different angles where we want to see that character. Why? Because when we are doing a campaign, imagine for like any branding, like clothing brand, we will need to see the different, angles of that model. And this is what we get, basically. Who thinks that he looks really AI? I mean, a lot of us, we already have a good eye with AI, so we might be like, yeah, it's AI. But I think it's getting at one point where it's really, really amazing, the quality of like, it's not the typical AI model that we saw maybe 1 year ago. Now there are models that can really do amazing things. So for example, yeah, we had this model and now we put him some clothes. And now, like, he's doing this pose. If I will do it, but I think my knee will break. So, excuse me, I'm not a model for that. But what do you think about this? Do you think like this is a great thing for a company? Yeah, I see a lot of like nodding. I like that. So here, I just wanted to, present. I mean, most of you already know that model. We have it in Magnific, of course. But it's the Recraft v4.1. Who is your favorite? So, like, honestly, Google and Banana is nice. GPT-2 is nice. But you can kind of like tell it's AI. I don't know. It's kind of like a really perfect amazingly well skinned, like everything is amazing. And then we go recraft the same prompt, excuse you, I didn't change anything. And then we recraft, we actually get a lot of more skin texture, like she's more like, I don't know, someone that you will see walking around the streets, most likely, okay? So I would always recommend for characters, for this kind of like character things, production, to go to Recraft. And here is one flow. Of course, like we are promoting flows now. We are like showcasing this new add-on that we have in Magnific. And remember the workflow that you saw before, which was like connecting nodes, connecting like a lot of nodes. Now you can do the first step, but then once you have it and it's done, you can simplify it in a flow, which will help you not to have to connect again and do it a lot again. Like it's just a way of like automate things and things that are usually more common on us and that we are doing most of the time. This is how we do it. Okay. So here, for example, we did it with this cute guy. And here, what we just have to do basically is just connect the dots. Here we connect now with her, and then we run flow from here. And then after a few seconds, I put it like faster, of course. We are not going to wait that longer. Then we got the results. And now we have her, I call her Yuan. But she's amazing. See, we have now a character sheet of that same model, really easily just to put out there and like use it for storyboardings, for like modeling things, media. whatever you want, okay? So this kind of like create your character sheet can be for everything, of course. If you're doing a film or a TV show, this will work as well, because you will need to have different angles and aspects of that person. And then interior design. This is one of the more requested things, actually. I don't want to like go too long into it, but the challenge, of course, 3D modeling, this and that can be really exhausting. And now, with just a simple workflow where we just, for example, we imagine like we are building a house, still all full concrete, empty, and we want to be like, for example, that's happening. I mean, I'm trying to buy a house now, so I will be using this workflow just to see which floor fits the best to my house, how should I paint the walls, if I like a sofa or something, where should I put it, it will look great. This is a great thing for architects as well, or retailers or whatever. So you can just, select the materials, and then the furniture, connect everything to the assistant, and then we will decorate the room. So from here, we can go back to here, okay? And if we are like really into, getting more, then we can do a video as well. Like imagine, for example, all these retailers that want to sell houses, and they have awful pictures of the houses that sometimes you are like, how am I supposed to know how the house looks like? Like this is so bad. Okay, they can improve those images and then do something like that that's more appealing for a prospect client. Yeah. In time, like after you click run, depending on the models that you are using, of course, because imagine like if instead of like Clean 3.0 Omni, I was using Sedans 2.0, Sedans takes a little bit more. So it might take up to, I mean, for me, we can even test it later. Okay, if I have, I will just rerun it and see how long it takes. But it will depend, of course, on how many people are using those models and so on. But you already have everything. Like if you click run and the entire thing, you will already have everything ready. So it's not like going, step by step. That's the good thing about workflows. Exactly, that everything is connected. Here again, just if some of you didn't check it before, is everyone has access to the template that I was sharing? Nice. Are you checking it out? What do you think? So, well, before showing this, I think I'm gonna go to what I shared with you for the ones that didn't see it. Okay, this was what you are getting with the link of Spaces. Okay, here you can see in the pages here. Remember that Spaces now have pages, so you can be even better organized. But for example, here, if I click flows, you will find some amazing flows. Some of them have been done by an amazing woman down there called Marina. She's a crack. She's a pro as well. Let me re-center. There you go. Oh, I see a lot of hands. Love that. So here, like the one that I showed you before, this is how this is how the workflow looks without an app. How do I create this app? Do you know how to create an app? Like a flow? No, okay. So imagine, we created this, right? Here's already created, but let's try to do it again. We click flow here, and then create now. And here what you're gonna select are the inputs first, and then the outputs. What is the input? The input is the initial picture, okay? The picture that we are gonna upload, that's gonna go through the process of the assistant, and then get the full character sheet in a way. And then because it's only that, we click here, done, and then the output will be this. And it's already done. We click continue, we can add a cover, we can add like a flow name. Here the description, we don't even have to think about it, we can just click on generate it automatically, and then he will create like generate a detailed character sheet by providing a character reference, blah, blah. So like easy, like it's really easy. Okay, and then you can put it like private in the project or within the team. So, but you can still share, like once you have it done, even if it's private, if you click on the link, you can share it and use it again. So that's how a workflow is actually done, okay? Sorry? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everything, like the output could be a video, for example, or the input could be a video, because, for example, I created one that is just the input is a video, but I wanted to resize it to different aspect ratios. Then the input is a video, then the command of like which aspect ratios that I want that video to turn into, and then the output will be the video generator node with the results. So, yeah. Exactly, exactly. Okay, and all of this is scored with the agents. You can chat with the agents, and like say this and that. But like, is there a hand for? Sorry, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Personally, I use flows when there's systems that I really are really common and I use them a lot. For the rest, if I'm trying to get something done that I haven't tried before, I wouldn't create a flow at that point. Once I really create the workflow and I see which parts can be resized into a flow, then that's where I do it. Because it will always depend, of course. If you, for example, if you are doing something constantly, you are resizing banners, for example. You can create an app, a flow that will help you do that all the time without you having to create it from scratch, connecting the nodes, connecting the assistant, this and that. So it will get saved, and you will have it for you to use however you want. Okay. So yeah, here, for example, in this first page, you will find different flows. Of course, inside of like Magnific, in the templates, you will find way more, but these are one of the few that I wanted you to walk out of this session with something at least that you can play around these days and so on. Here, this one is really amazing, which is just kind of like with a claim and only an image. For example, this one from Pandora, you can create a product ad. This is crazy. We'll see the result.
Define your radiance.
And that's it. It's just an app. And you can create like 50-second video just with an app. How crazy is that? Just for Reels, for social media, or whatever. Yeah?
What is the function of the assistant? What is the use of an assistant? Just to create a prompt? Or what is
the assistant can help you improve whatever. For example, here, I don't know if it's going to let me, but if you like click on personalize, basically the assistant here is, in the prompt, is like, depending on what you upload here, you need to check the aesthetic, you need to check like every single details of that image, and then create a specific discourse for that short video, dynamic, and this and that. And then every time that you put a new image, it will read the image that you uploaded, and then that assistant will change the prompting to create that video, for example.
Can it also read videos?
Sorry?
Can it also read or identify the language of a video or just images?
I haven't tried that yet, so I'm not too sure, but maybe. If anyone has the answer, I will gladly. But here, for example, another one, right?
This color is everything. Rich, glossy, and it smells like chocolate.
And that's it. How do you think it is? Like, how does it look? Yeah. About the recraft model, that's my favorite model in terms of like creating characters. For example, if I know that I'm gonna create like you will see now with the Gentle Monster example that I will show you. But when I want to create even for like a short TV show that I may be doing, or like a short advertisement, or like these trials and so on, right now it gives me the best amazing results in terms of like realistic aesthetic of someone. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a great model in general, but I'm using it more than anything for character design. Okay. So yeah, here, is it clear somehow what flows is? Well, what it does, what it enables? Because for example, here we can see, we can see the example, right? This is what like the flow englobes this that you're seeing here. Let me just go bigger, right? So what Flows does is that you will upload your picture here, then it will create a variation of that picture, and then that will be connected to the assistant. That is like, based on these shots of the variation, create a video prompt sequence to generate a marketing video campaign. Smooth pacing, fluid rhythm, seamless translation, blah, 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 blah. And that's what connects to the video. And that's what we are not seeing with the flow. Okay, see? Yeah, here on top, for example, I did it before, create flow, and then inputs. What should my inputs be? So my inputs will be this and that, for example, okay? Yeah, yeah. And then for outputs, it can be like the video, the actual video. So everything in between will be just connected. And now what you only need to do is basically always upload a picture that you want, change the claim, and then that's it. I mean, then you will get a video. Yeah. Sorry? You can here this flow. I mean, you can name it whatever you want. This flow is create product ads, and you can you can put like a name, the description that can be generated by AI, and then create like put an image that will actually, let you see which flow is it about. Yes. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. It goes they run the entire thing that is connected. What example? Like here in this example, what would you think? Oops, sorry. um, so here, for example, in this in here, what do you exactly mean? Like a complex one? Yeah. When there are a lot of input and outputs, more than anything like outputs and then outputs again and then this and that, still is like, it's in beta. We just launched it yesterday. So but it's gonna get there, of course. Like the goal for flows is for these so you can create an entire workflow, even if it's complex, like with every single details. So for some of them, you can even like select the aspect ratio and things like that. Okay, but it will always improve. But again, I'm taking the chance here. Like if you always feel like you have any feedback that you might have while using these tools, please always tell us, because we are always listening. I mean, we care so much about what you think, about what all the creative people think, because we want to do something that's really working for you. Okay. Okay, and there are some flows here, even like a a motion graphic for logos and so on. Yes. in the assistant. Let me just check. Maybe it's missing something. Maybe it's like, I don't know what's happening. Well, I will modify later. So, I mean, I will keep modifying that. And if I can, I will add even more things. So just save that spaces, because I might, during these days, I might even add more stuff that you can take home with you, okay? But yeah, I think this is not working somehow. But if you use here the actual flow, here down below, it will work, okay? Because like when you click here, let me use disregard this. When you click here, these are like the different ways of like motion graphics that you can select, for example. Okay, and you can get stuff like this, right? Which is cool. Like if you don't know to do motion graphics, like I don't, then for a video, something like that, this can be really useful. Okay. Okay. So, and now I'm going to show you a project that I did a few weeks ago, okay, about this brand. Does anyone know this brand? Right? It's amazing, right? Like in the last conference that I was talking about this brand, and they told me that, oh, the glasses are so ugly. And it's like, come on, you don't have taste. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I will be wearing one of these, but I just love the aesthetic, love the brand, how they are putting themselves there, like the campaigns that they have. And it's if I remember correctly, it's a Korean brand, and it's amazing what they have been doing so far, you know. So here, I just wanted to show you like the process of how I created an ad. There's like two ways. I created one more manually before Seedance was going on, when Seedance 2.0 didn't exist. So we had to use a lot of other different models, and you know, do the job quite more slow in a way. And these were the glasses that I selected. Why? Because they were strange. Like if I use a normal glasses, then the impact will be the same, you know. And I mean, I wanted to play a little bit around with how it went. And these are some of the references that I wanted to, you know, like interiorize. Because I thought these glasses kind of like represent this kind of movement, U to key or something like that, okay? And this is how I started back in the day. As you can see, a little bit of Spanish. You can learn Spanish with me as well. Duolingo, Elena, they call me. So basically, I created my character first. And then you will say, why, Elena, why didn't you create her directly with her glasses on, you know? It's because I wanted her to not have the glasses on some part of the video. So I needed to create her without them first. So you can see the eyes, the beautiful eyes that she has, and then get the different like angles for her, like this. And then once I created this, then I put the glasses. And then I had my character complete, okay? And this is how it looks. Sorry?
Did you make that in Recraft?
No. No. This one wasn't, I mean, Recraft didn't exist. Like, we didn't have it yet, okay? But still, with a more specific prompting, you can get more cool results. Recraft is just, it does it literally with a really short prompt. You don't really need to specify much, you know? So here, for example, with just a start image, I created this movement with Clean 3.0. Sometimes I wanted I didn't want like a start and end frame. I just wanted to, you know, some movement out of like a cool image that I created from her. And yeah, I just wanted her to be strange, you know, like mystical and, you know, like these kind of things. And here, for example, I did use a start frame and an end frame. And as you can see here, I think this was the last time that I used Google Video, not gonna lie. But the movement was nice, you know, like then when you use the start and end frame, you can get more control, okay, of things. And these are one of the images that I use basically to create like a campaign, you know, or at least the aesthetic that I wanted for the woman, right? And this was the result. This was like put together in CapCut. and just with a few transitions, a few, like this and that, but this is how it looked. Okay, what do you think? Did I got the strange looking vibe out of it? No? Is it not strange? Is it normal? Well, I love that. Yeah, sorry? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We visit everyone. There's like two segments. The end user brands, which are the brands, for example, Gentle Monster, they are using AI at the moment. The ones that they want to produce things for themselves without an agency, and then the agencies. There's like the two big segments in a way. And we are like working for both of them, like whether it's an agency or actual brands. We didn't have, I would love to talk with the Gentle Monster. If anyone here is from Gentle Monster, I would love to do that. But yeah, we are doing it two ways. Like it depends. Like there are companies that they want to produce things within their creative department. Okay? And here, of course, before you deliver 5 variants, now you can test even 50. So I think that's really important, even if it's only for ideation, okay? We don't have to think about the final result. We have to think about something more, okay? Yeah.
How do you manage if the flow is too much? Like there's so many variations of the same brand, and you're making like a longer content. How do you manage all that to make it a little more optimized?
Like, you mean the entire workflow that I did to, okay. If I will show you the workflow. While I'm working, it can be really messy. What I like to do is, like, after I finish, then I start organizing things. Like, okay, this and that. But if you need to do something, do it. Like, you don't always think about optimizing nodes. But if you needed to do something, do it. Like, just don't think about, oh, I need to be really well organized while I'm working. Sometimes you cannot be. When you are testing, when you are like proving this and that, when you are trying to get some results. That's the beauty of like the infinite canvas that we have in Spaces, that you can do whatever you want there. But yeah, after that, I usually like polish the workflow. Just so if I show it to you, you won't be like, well, I'm a fucking like what is that? Okay. So these are all of the few images that I created as well. Apart from that, because I love her. Now she's my bestie. And I love the look. I wanted to get like the look of like Magnifique as well. And here I will show you this. The other one was not done with Seedance at all. It was like Clean 3.0, and this is done by Seedance, okay? With a script, with like special prompting, and used directly like that. Vale, voy a terminar. Okay, good. So, you can localize and do whatever you want. Even more than now with Seedance, I connected, for example, I had that original video, and then I connected that video to another video model, and then connected this new model. Why? Because I wanted to change the model in the video, but keeping it the same. Okay, you can do it.
Gentle Monster.
Yeah. So now, like, how easy is that? Now you have something like this, and then, you will be able to see in the Magnifique stage, Niklas and Isa, they are going to show you a video of the Apple advertisement that I did last year, where I did it manually, like changing the character manually. This time, it's not manually anymore, okay? So because I have to leave you guys. Sorry about that. This is something that I need you to understand, that I'm always in my mind, okay? Like the director mindset is what turns AI from cost-cutting tool into a creative multiplier. That's the main thing. That's what really matters. Okay, it's not about cutting costs. It's about how we multiply what we can do, and we can do even more. Okay. And thanks for joining. Yeah.